Okay, so here we have a set of numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. And I say it follows a pattern rule, right? So that means there's a predictable way to get the next one if I know the one before it. So if I know that 1 is 5, I know how to get 7. I know that this one is 3, I know how to get 5, etc. And we want to figure out what that rule is and use that to predict the 100th term. And that doesn't mean we have to calculate all 100. Once we get the pattern, then we can figure out the 100th directly by writing the pattern and substituting 100 in for that. And what I mean by that is what we're going to do is we're going to call the first element of this actually sequence. We're going to call it t sub 1. They said set here, and there are elements in sets. So I'm thinking about elements. These are actually called the terms when we think about it as a sequence. A sequence, it has a first term, t1, that's what the t is for, a second term, t2, which is 3, t3 is 5, t4 is 7, etc. And then what I want to find out is t sub n. And this is where, what is t sub n? N is where, it's for number, and it means that I can plug in any number, 3, 4, 20, 100, and figure out what that term will be. That's the whole point about the Tn. We call this the general term of the sequence. And this is the whole sort of game here, is to figure out what that is. And we do that by noticing the pattern. And so what's the pattern? Well, if we subtract 2 consecutive terms, 7 minus 5, I get 2, right? T4 minus T3 gives me 2. What about T3? Maybe a bit nicer 3 there. T3 minus T2, well, that's 5. That's 5 minus 3, which is also 2. That's also 2. Maybe I should put some colors here. That's also 2. And sure enough, if I compute T2 minus T1, well, that's 3 minus 1. That's also going to be 2. So this is actually what we call an arithmetic sequence. And the common difference called the common difference, because if you subtract any 2 consecutive terms, you subtract the previous one from the next one, the common difference is equal to 2. So that means you get the next one by adding 2 to the previous one. But how many times have you added 2? Right, well, T2 is T1 plus 2. T3 is T2 plus 2, which is T1 plus 2 plus 2. I've added 2 2's to get T3. And I've added 2 2's to get T3. To get T4, well, it's T3 plus 2, which is going to be T1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So to get T4, I added 3 2's. 3 2's to get T4. And this is the pattern, right? The number of 2's that I've added is 1 less than the term number. So Tn, and so this is, I'm going to express this, of course, in terms of multiplication, so it'll be a bit more compact, right? T1 was 1 2, so added to, or sorry, T2 was 1 2 added to T1. T3 was 2 2's added to T1, so it was T1 plus 2 times 2, right? 2 times 2. This was 2 times 1. T3 is T1 plus 2 times 2. T4 is T1 plus, let's make it 3 times 2. Put the 3 first, because this is the way we generally write this. T1 plus 3 times 2. So what's Tn going to be? Well, I'm always adding up, or I'm multiplying. In fact, it's both. So I'm adding n minus 1 2's. Right, whatever the term number is, I'm adding up 1 less than that. I'm adding up that number of 2's, which is, of course, the same as multiplying 2 by 1 less than the term number. Here, the term number was 4, so I multiply 2 by 3 and add it to T1. Here I had T3, so I added 2 by 2 and added it to T1. So T1, or Tn, is going to be T1 plus n minus 1 times 2. And of course T1 is 1, so Tn is going to be 1 plus n minus 1 times 2. And this is my general formula for the sequence. My general formula. And what that means is I can just plug in a value of n and figure out what Tn is. So if I want to know what T100 is, the 100th term of the sequence, it is going to be 1 plus 100 minus 1 times 2. So it's 1 plus 99 times 2. And how do I do 99 times 2? Well, I get 2 times 90 plus 9. 2 times 9 is 18. So when I distribute this in, this is 18, and it was 90, so there's 1 0. I have to add a 0 here. So it's 180 plus 2 times 9 is 18. And what's 180 plus 18? Well, 0 plus 8 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9, and then a 1. So that's 198. And so this is 1 plus 198, which is, of course, 199. So we get T100 is equal to 199. And that's it.